So, just talking about what we're, the remote control of the robots, and this is what I think a lot of these robotics manufacturers are coming to realize is, hey, we've made these humanoid robots now, but how do we make them useful in the real world? That's the next big question. And that is exactly what Auki's doing, is building the real world web, essentially giving that perception layer to robots to be able to navigate spaces. And I think the opportunity here is massive. And so that is exactly what the Auki is doing here. Also, by the way, go and follow them too. This project is just absolutely crushing it. And Nils, their CEO, in fact, let me pull this over here. He was recently. I can find this picture here.
Yeah, I think
He was
so.
recently in a like a video interview with freaking Arthur Hayes and CZ. He doesn't look super excited in this picture, but I can assure you he was excited to talk about robotics.
Yeah, I bet that's quite the room. Yeah, Auki are awesome. That's so just I guess maybe at a high level, GPS doesn't really work indoors, and or in super dense cities, it's not really amazing, and certainly not to the to the nearest centimeter. So yeah, this is going to be massive. This project is absolutely essential for robotics to be able to work indoors.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the GPS also, and we'll talk about this with GeoNet when we talk about that project, but it's only accurate to within a couple of meters of accuracy. I mean, you need to have a lot more precision, and really that's part of it. But you also need like maps essentially for robots to work. So, what Auki is doing is, well, they're doing a couple different things. For one, they have a product called Cactus, so they're also doing some VR stuff. So we can talk about this first, but they're working with a lot of retail locations. So this was their first product before working with humanoids, but it still does cross over because it's this visual layer. They're working with a lot of grocery stores, so this allows you with their app to be able to go through. What they're finding is that it's helping with making these grocery stores a lot more efficient. So let's say you're a manager of a grocery store. You can go through, you can leave virtual notes for your employees for their tasks of the day. And what they'd done before that was, a 15-minute handoff with every single employee every single day, and it's a huge waste of time. They're finding that it's a lot more efficient for them to be able to kind of work within this virtual environment for employees, and it's making them a lot more efficient with their employees. And actually, they are working with hundreds, maybe thousands of locations overseas, but they did just announce, and it's actually funny. I was going to say the fact that we couldn't go live on Tuesdays actually worked out because they had a couple of big announcements. Number one, they had their first paid pilot with Cactus in the U.S. So they have a Fortune 500 company that they're working with, 3 locations in 3 different states. So that's obviously huge. They've already busted to the scene in other countries, but in the U.S., this is their first paid pilot. So that's their Cactus product that they kind of let off with. The next big thing, though, is actually humanoid robotics. So what they're doing is allowing you, like, let's say you just like walk around a location with your phone, you take some videos, you can then that'll take that imagery and it'll create like a map that the robot can now walk into a location, essentially scan a QR code so you can, it's not hosted in a centralized server. Okay, so it's hosted in a decentralized way, so you don't have to worry about your information from your business, your internal business being on some centralized server that everyone has access to or people can gain access to. And the robot can come into an environment that's never been before and navigate it. And I think one of the things that people need to realize is when you look at what Tesla's doing, okay, you got Figure, they're creating their own individual robots. If they control the software on that, how do they navigate amongst each other in the real world? And Auki is kind of creating this real world web layer so that all robotics of different types can all kind of intermingle and like kind of navigate amongst each other in these locations in a decentralized way. And they've had several large Chinese robotics companies come into their office. They're like, hey, we're able to manufacture these things at scale now, but we need to make them useful in the real world. And Auki, just really in the last few months, especially, has kind of hit this inflection point where they're getting mass adoption, and these companies are coming in and they're just like, this is exactly what we're looking for. So they are making some serious waves. They also had another customer announcement this week, a $16 billion real estate giant. So they're continuing to just make waves in the space, man. And what are we sitting at? Like 1.5 cents. So
Yeah,
this
it's not,
thing,
their token hasn't, I mean, it's on sale at the moment. Like if you
yeah,
think, again, not financial advice, but if you're bullish on the idea of robots being able to navigate inside and there being a sort of a, let's say like a kind of like a standard for robots, irrespective of manufacturer, to be able to navigate indoors, which seems like a total no-brainer to me, then the token's on sale at the moment.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yeah, not financial advice, but I mean, they just launched their token like last August. So just over a year ago. It hasn't had its moment yet. I mean, if you look at the all-time here,
I think
mean,
it's
we've
5
seen,
cents was the all-time, or maybe 5.5 cents, something like that.
so yeah, right around there. So like, so this is one that, especially over the last like few months, I personally have been DCAing these dips. Like anytime we see a dip, I've been adding just pretty regularly over the last few months while we've been in this extreme fear mode. But man, they've got the use case. They're also, by the way, working with the virtual reality like glasses. So there's some glasses now that are open source they're working with, that are super lightweight. And Nils actually posted this the other day. He was like wearing them. He's like, man, you could wear these all day. They're super light. And then they're creating like another layer where like people are able to build applications, right, that work within their ecosystem, within their Cactus product. So you're going to have a lot of people building useful applications, useful products within their ecosystem, and the amount of traction they're getting right now is insane. So
what do the glasses do? Is they're like AR or VR? Like, is it to augment?
no, so you probably saw this. Like Amazon just put out like a post the other day that their employees will be able to wear glasses when they
Right.
look at different package, whatever. They'll be able to see like things pop up that help them navigate their job.
Right.
So Auki is essentially like, think about this. Like if you're walking, if you have these VR glasses on, or these glasses on, you're walking through, instead of having your phone and having to videotape things, you can basically perceive your environment. That's going to automatically be able to allow your robot to navigate with you, right? It's going to be able to know exactly where you
Right.
are. You'll be able to kind of have that communication layer with your robot. So there's a number of different things you're gonna be able to do with that. So they're really hitting it on a lot of different ways. I mean, you got the Cactus, you get the phone, right? So the phone was like kind of the first way to perceive environments. They've got the glasses they're working with that are open source. And then, they're working on the actual robotics, the humanoid robotics and other types of robotics. So it's all about this perception layer. And that's the one thing, like everyone's like obsessed with, what do the robots look like? Can they stand up? Can they box each other? The boxing match, now it's about, hey, how do they navigate their environment? How can we make them useful? And how can we make sure that they can all navigate that environment amongst each other, amongst different manufacturers, right?
Right.
And that perception layer, I think, is the big opportunity that people are kind of missing. But that is what Auki is capitalizing on. And they've got a big head start. This is not something they've just started, right? They've been working on this for years.